each other beneath the stars. Let your mind drift as I guide you through this gentle and romantic journey. Find a comfortable position, relax your body, and let go of the day's worries. Breathe in and out. Slowly sink into the warmth of this story and allow the soft whispers of the night to carry you away. Now, close your eyes and let the story begin. Once upon a time, in a kingdom nestled between green hills and sparkling rivers, there lived a poor boy named 𝖬𝖾𝗇𝖽𝗂. He lived in a humble cottage at the edge of the forest, with nothing but the stars above for company. Every evening, 𝖬Л𝗇리𝗂 would sit by his window, looking up at the sky, dreaming of something greater than his simple life. Far away, in a grand palace with towering spires and gardens filled with roses of every color, there lived a beautiful and kind-hearted princess named 𝖬Л𝗇𝖽𝗂. She was the daughter of the king and queen, and her life was filled with luxury and privilege. But despite all the riches around her, she often felt lonely, surrounded by people who only cared for her royal status. One day, 𝖬Ｌ유riR decided to take a walk through the palace gardens. She wanted to escape the confines of her royal duties and find a moment of peace. The palace gardens were vast, with fountains that sparkled in the sunlight and trees whose leaves whispered secrets in the wind. As she wandered, 𝖬L유riR noticed a small path that led beyond the palace gates into the village. Curiosity sparked in her heart, and she decided to walk down the path, her delicate shoes tapping softly against the cobblestone road. 𝖬L유riR, on his way home from working in the fields, had just finished his day when he saw her. The princess, radiant and graceful, was walking alone in the village. His heart skipped a beat. He had heard stories of the beautiful princess, but he never imagined he'd see her with his own eyes. Their gazes met, and for a moment, time seemed to stand still. 𝖬L유riR smiled gently, and 𝖬L유riR, feeling the weight of his own shyness, bowed his head respectfully. "I didn't mean to startle you," 𝖬L유riR said softly. "I'm just wandering, I suppose." 𝖬L유riR, his voice barely above a whisper, replied, I didn't expect to see you here, Your Highness. The village is not a place for someone like you." "Is that so?" She smiled, her voice as soft as the breeze. "Perhaps the village is where I need to be, to remember what it feels like to be free." The connection between them felt almost magical, like the softest of threads pulling them closer, though neither could understand why. 𝖬L유riR's heart fluttered, and 𝖬L유riR felt a warmth spread through his chest. Over the following weeks, 𝖬L유riR found herself walking the same path again and again, meeting 𝖬L유riR at the same quiet village spot. Their conversations began to feel like a gentle dance, their words flowing softly between them like a peaceful river. They spoke of everything and nothing, stories of the stars, the quiet of the night, and the dreams that kept them awake in the silence of the world. 𝖬L유riR told her of his humble life, his work on the farm, and how he longed for a life full of adventure. 𝖬L유riR, in turn, shared the burdens of royalty, the expectations, the loneliness, and her desire to live a life that wasn't dictated by her title. Each meeting brought them closer, though they both knew that the world they lived in could never allow them to be together. 𝖬L유riR was a princess, bound by duty, and 𝖬L유riR was a poor boy, without the riches or power to stand beside her in the grand halls of the palace. But every time they met, it felt as if they shared a secret world, one where they were just 𝖬L유riR and 𝖬L유riR, not prince and peasant. As the seasons changed, so did the depth of their feelings. 𝖬L유riR and 𝖬L유riR had fallen in love without meaning to. It was a love that neither of them could explain, but both of them knew was real. One evening, as the sun set and the sky turned a soft shade of pink, 𝖬L유riR took 𝖬L유riR's hand, her heart full of quiet longing. "I wish we could be together," world to accept us, Ilara asked. What if we could find a place where it was just you and me? Elias looked into her eyes, and for a moment, he could see the sincerity in her gaze. It was a gaze full of hope, of dreams. Where could we go? He asked softly. In the garden, she replied. The secret garden I found. The one no one else knows about. We could go there, and the world would not follow us. And so, the two of them went to the secret garden, a hidden place full of soft flowers and the scent of lavender in the air. The sky above was painted with stars, the moon casting a gentle glow on the earth. They sat beneath an old oak tree, its branches like arms that held them safely in their secret world. There, in the quiet of the night, Ilara and Elias shared their first kiss, a tender, soft kiss, as delicate as a dream. It was the beginning of something neither could stop, even if the world itself would never approve. As the months passed, Elias and Ilara continued to meet in secret. But their love, like a delicate flower, could not remain hidden forever. Ilara's parents began to notice her absence, and rumors spread through the kingdom. A princess should never be seen with a commoner, they whispered. One night, as they met beneath the stars once again, Ilara spoke with a quiet sadness in her voice. I have to go, Elias. I have to return to the palace. Elias squeezed her hand, his heart heavy. I knew this day would come, but I will always remember you. Always. Ilara smiled, tears glistening in her eyes. I will always remember you too, Elias. You have shown me a love I never knew existed, a love that is as pure as the stars above. With a soft kiss, they parted ways for the final time. But even though their worlds could never truly meet, their love would live on, forever written in the stars. Years passed, and both Ilara and Elias went on with their lives, but they never forgot each other. And on clear nights, when the stars were bright, Ilara would sit by her window in the palace, looking up at the sky, thinking of Elias. And somewhere in the village, a poor boy named Elias would look up at the same sky, a smile playing on his lips as he remembered the princess he had once loved. They had shared a love that no kingdom could define, no title could change. It was a love as timeless as the stars, and it would live forever in the secret garden they had once found together. And so, under the endless night sky, their love remained, eternal, untouchable, like a secret written in the stars. Though their worlds were different, their hearts had found a place where they would always belong. As you rest now, imagine the stars above watching over you, just as they watched over Elias and Ilara. Let their story wrap around you like a soft, gentle dream. Sleep well, dear listener. May your dreams be filled with love, peace, and the quiet magic of the night. Good night, and sweet dreams.